Oh, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Clear Lake Center for our Sunday service for March 21st of 2021. And I'd like to start our service with an opening song by Karen Drucker, I Will Surrender. So let's bring this up. Share this. Let's see if we can do it this way.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
And now let's join together in our invocation affirmation. There is only one presence and one power active in my life, God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in Unity Clear Lake Center, God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in our world, God the good, omnipotent. In our mission affirmation, Unity Clear Lake Center is committed to loving all and empowering people to transform their lives through the practice of universal spiritual principles and the energy of God's love. And our 5 basic ideas of unity: God is absolute good, everywhere present. Human beings have a spark of divine spirit within them, the Christ consciousness within. Therefore, they are inherently good. Human beings create their experience by the activity of their thinking. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Prayer is the process that affirms our connection with God-mind and brings forth wisdom, healing, and everything good. Knowing and understanding universal laws, also called truth, are not enough. A person must also live the truth that he or she knows. And now we'll have Surely the Presence.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. In the midst of His children, the Lord said He would be. It doesn't take very many. It can be just 2 or 3, and I feel the same sweet spirit that I felt oft times before. Surely I can say that I've been with the Lord. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. There's a holy hush around us as God's glory fills this place. I've touched the hem of His garment, and I can almost see His face, and my heart is overflowing with the fullness of His joy. I can say without a doubt that I've been with the Lord. For surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
let's join together in saying the Lord's Prayer in translation from Aramaic. O birther, father, mother of the cosmos, you create all that moves in light. Focus your light within us. Make it useful as the rays of a beacon show the way. Create your reign of unity now through our fiery hearts and willing hands. Your one desire then acts with ours, as in all light, so in all forms. Grant what we need each day in bread and insight, sustenance for the call of growing life. Loose the cords of mistakes binding us as we release the strands we hold of others' guilt. Don't let surface things delude us, but free us from what holds us back. From you is born all ruling will, the power and life to do the song that beautifies all. From age to age, it renews. Amen. And now let's hear a song by Daniel Nahmod, When I Pray.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
And now we have a reading of the daily word. Today's daily word is forgive. I extend forgiveness to myself. Throughout my life, I have forgiven those who have hurt and disappointed me. In turn, I have been grateful when others extended understanding and forgiveness to me. Even though I have learned to be forgiving with others, I may still find it difficult to forgive myself for mistakes that I've made, disappointments I have caused, and commitments I have broken. Today, I open my heart, and with love and compassion, I forgive myself. I remind myself that everyone makes mistakes and deserves understanding and forgiveness, even me. I remember how the prodigal son's father received him with joy when he came back home. This joy is mine when I let go of self-condemnation and finally come home to myself. And from Luke chapter 15, verse 20, but while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. And so it is. And now our talk for today is preparing for Easter. So, once again, good morning, everyone. I really, truly do welcome everyone today. And oh my goodness, we're getting so close to Easter. You know, the last time I spoke, I shared with you the metaphysical meaning of Lent. And the bottom line is that Lent is a time for giving up something, not something from the outside, but something on the inside. And we can talk about giving up anger and animosity, resentment, and such emotions. But how about giving up the need to be right? That our way is the only way, that the way you see things are the only way to see things. What about the need to be caught up in the drama of life that's going on around us all the time? Did you know that as humans, we have a need for drama? That drama, whether in a movie or in real life, actually stimulates a part of the brain that makes us feel alive. That there's a part of the brain that feeds us information that lets us know that our bodies are functioning, that our nervous system is doing the job, that we're ready, that we're ready to meet the world. And we could call it our fight or flight aspect of the brain, but it's that part of the brain that our bodies have become dependent upon to let us know that we're alive. And this is where the drama comes in. As humans, we've pretty much moved past the fight or flight syndrome of staying alive, at least for most of us in the US. Most of us don't have to be on guard every moment that some large animal is going to eat us or that someone is coming to come in and kill us. Our bodies, for the most of us, don't have to be on guard for that. So our bodies have created another way to have that high level of energy flow, and that's through drama. And we can get it through the movies, TV programs, watching the news, or we can create it in our lives so that something dramatic keeps happening to us. And all there, all because there's a part of our brain that wants us to feel alive in some way. The question is, can we give that up? And the answer is yes. However, it's just like training a dog. You have to be consistent and you have to be watchful all the time. And for what? For any thought that comes into mind that wants you to be in drama in any way. Judgment, animosity, anger, righteousness, whatever. And there is a peace that can take over this part of the brain and that can calm all the need for drama in our lives. But it won't work until you truly want to be at peace. And what does that mean? In our lives, for the most part, we have to stay up with the news. But do you watch the news and get caught up into it, judging what's going on, getting anxious about what's happening, getting angry at this person or that person for saying or doing what they're saying or doing? Or can you watch the news from the standpoint of being a holy one on earth to bring peace to a situation? Can you watch the news from the standpoint of being one with Source, watching the news just to show you where your next focus of love should be? You know, Easter is only 2 weeks away, and each day is so precious to us. It's, as Joel Goldsmith said, each day is precious unto itself. So each day, each moment can bring us closer to having our own resurrection out of this 3D world and into the world of love and light, where we are a full blessing to this world and everyone on it, where our light can shine so brightly that others are transformed in our presence. I shared with you in my last talk what Joel Goldsmith wrote. There is no such thing as experiencing Easter without a preparation for it. That whatever happens to you or to me or to anyone else must happen as an experience in our consciousness. But it's up to us to raise our consciousness to that point where we can have our own resurrection out of our own judgments and condemnations, righteousness, whatever it is that we ourselves might be holding inside. And it takes work, and sometimes a lot of work. And yet at other times, it's just a matter of looking at things differently. Sometimes it's a matter of choosing to change your mind. So let's take a look at the news. 1 minute you are watching the news, all caught up into it, and then you realize that you are caught up into it, and you decide that this is not the energy you want to take in. So you turn the news off, you take a deep breath, you go for a walk, and you free all that energy from your field. This is the perfect solution for most of the time and for most of us. However, there comes a time on this path when it's as if God talks to you and says, but you're not doing what you came to do. You're not bringing love to the situation to help heal it. So you take your walk, but instead of leaving the news behind, you hold it in mind and begin sending loving thoughts to everyone involved in what you are watching. You bring to mind what you saw, and you, from your more higher state of looking at life, realize that there are no victims and no perpetrators, that everything and everyone is playing their part in the entire universal game of life that goes on to teach us and to help clear any karma we're still holding on to. So you send love to everyone, holding nothing back from any person or situation your eyes saw or your ears heard. Then comes the next stage. Being able to sit in front of the TV, watch what is going on, remove yourself from it emotionally, and just be the full channel of light to everything that you see in front of you. beholding everyone and everything in the full light of God, as the light of God on this planet. When we can come to that point where we can be in the midst of observing what's going on and holding the highest level of love for everyone and everything around us, we have then had our own resurrection out of the third dimension world of existence. And we have been like Jesus, resurrected into a new capital S self. You know, the last time I spoke, I invited you to more fully begin to clear your mind of all that is going on around you on this earthly plane of existence, and fill as many moments of the day with all the thoughts you can of your oneness with God, with the light that you are. Remember, you can be thinking of the person you are angry with, or thinking about what lack you're in, or you can be thinking about the one and only presence and power of God within you as you, wanting to pour forth all its love and oneness that it can through you. You can't think two things at one time. And then I asked you, which will it be? So my question now is, which has it been for you over these past 2 weeks? Can you answer that question for yourself as we move closer to Easter with a choice for God? A week from now, we will begin what is known as Holy Week. It's the time prior to Good Friday and the crucifixion, Holy Saturday, and finally Easter Sunday. And I'd like to give you some things to think about over these next 2 weeks that are connected to that time. Charles Fillmore, in his book, Keep a True Lent, speaks about Good Friday and Gethsemane. He writes that Gethsemane is symbolic of the struggle that takes place within the consciousness when truth is realized as the one reality. That it's a condition that we human work through when we realize that God is all, and that we must be willing to sacrifice all for God. He wrote that that which died on the cross when Jesus was crucified was the personality. The Christ resurrects itself from the very depths of the subconscious and it's hanged on the gallows. It prepared for the doing the way of the newborn spiritual ego. He wrote that this breaking up and passing away of all the old error states of mind, and we're making ready for the new in a process of soul evolution. And Jesus was our leader in that. He was our way shower. And Fillmore wrote, in all systems of thought, concentration in spiritual attainment, the will, which is the executive faculty, places the relieving part. Therefore, we could say, I prepare my consciousness for the reception of these new ideas. And I say with Jesus, not my will, but thine, O Lord, be done. Now, the word crucifixion means the crossing out of consciousness of certain errors that have become fixed states of mind. And it's actually the work of a master of the final extinction of our human mind. It's the giving up of the whole personality in order that the Christ mind may be expressed in all its fullness. And Fillmore wrote that the 3 days Jesus was in the tomb actually represent the 3 steps in overcoming our human way of thinking. First is non-resistance. Jesus did not resist them putting him on the cross. He didn't resist any aspect of his dying. And second is the taking on of divine activity, receiving the will of God. And remember that during his 3 days in the tomb, there was a divine activity changing his physical body into a body of light. So this was the divine activity. And third, it's the assimilation and fulfillment of divine will. And of course, for Jesus, that divine will was the complete resurrection of his entire physical form into a body of light. So where are we? And when we talk about Good Friday, and it's generally the time when people honor the crucifixion and death of the man Jesus. But spiritually speaking, we don't honor this time as the death of Jesus as a physical form. As I stated last time, the purpose of the lesson of the death of Jesus and his resurrection, since he is the way shower, is to show us the way to find eternal life. And that way is by means of the death of our personal sense. We are also supposed to die to our personal sense of life and to be resurrected from that tomb. In other words, our personal sense of life is a tomb in which we are buried. And we're supposed to die to the belief that I of myself am something, or I have a life of my own, a mind of my own, a soul of my own, a way and a will of my own. We're supposed to die to the belief that we have possession of anything, any harmony, any success as our own. So in the resurrection, we come to the realization that there is that within us that can rise out of the tomb of personal sense and completely walk this earth as a spiritual being. God fed, God directed, God wise, God maintained, God sustained spiritual being. So Good Friday is a day in which we should contemplate, meditate upon its inner meaning. And we, of course, can use the Master Christ Jesus as a symbol or as a way shower and go back over the 4 Gospels and look at his life, his ministry, his death and resurrection. We could look at all of that and find out how he brought about the death of personal sense, how he avoided having problems, even when he had the serious problem of being faced with betrayal and death. And how, by not considering it a personal affliction, a personal problem, he was able to rise above it. And he said, to this end I was born. And therefore, whatever happened to him was not a problem to him. We could look at when he seemed to be in lack at the well, and the disciples are concerned with bringing him meat. And he says, I have meat that ye know not of. Or to the woman at the well, I can give you water which, if you drink, you will never thirst again. So as we look at those statements in connection with all the rest that you read in the Gospels, you come to the realization that this man is saying, I have nothing on this earth is mine, but I have everything. Jesus could actually have been telling you, I know not where to lay my head, but he has food to feed 5,000 and 12 basketfuls left over. He has food to feed another multitude. He has meat the world knows not of. He has water that springs up into life eternal. And with that, he really does have everything. And so as you do study the Gospels, you'll find he has God, the Father within. And because he has God, he can share infinitely with everyone who lacks, whether it's water or wine or bread or meat or even fish. It makes no difference. He has it to share because he knows I can of my own self do nothing. And when you see the principle of Good Friday, of the crucifixion of the personal self, personal sense, crucifixion of the belief that we of ourselves have qualities of good or qualities of, or quantities of good. And then comes the resurrection and the realization, I have nothing, but I can give you all. Why? Because it's the Father within me that does the work. So Good Friday is actually another day of contemplation of another spiritual principle of life, the principle of self-renunciation, the principle of crucifixion. When we have brought to life the nothingness of our human selfhood, we then reveal the allness and eternality of our being, because I and the Father are one, and all that the Father has is mine. And then we come to the resurrection, when, having, in a sense, been entombed in a false sense of self, our true self comes out of our tomb of self and walks this earth free, free and infinite and immortal and eternal, full of God being. So here we are, 2 weeks to go before that special day where we can see our own resurrection. But don't let that day on the calendar get to you, because your time of resurrection could be today, it could be next week, it could be next year. So remember what I stated the last time I spoke about Jesus. What the master did during all the years of his own learning and what he did during his 3 years of ministry, all of this together added up to whatever took place in his consciousness in Gethsemane and on that final walk to Golgotha. So it was all of these experiences added together that came to a focus in that last 24 hours and enabled him to make the final demonstration on earth of resurrection and pave the way for the next realization, which resulted in the ascension. In other words, Jesus studied from the time he was 12 years of age to when he was 30. Then he began his ministry and taught for 3 years. That comes to 21 years of learning and teaching these principles before he was ready to take that step in his resurrection and final ascension. So let's give ourselves a break. We're not going to do this overnight. However, each day builds on itself. And remember, Jesus did the work for us. He broke that energetic barrier for us, so it makes it so much easier for us to follow his path. The work does still have to go on inside each and every one of us individually. We still have to put the time in, the effort in, and hold that discipline of the mind, the thoughts, until we are in control of them, until we are the ones who say which thought goes into our minds and which ones we discard. This is the work we are to do. In a sense, every time you choose to discard a thought and choose another, you're actually going through a time of crucifixion of the old self. Because crucifixion does not have to be this horrible, gut-wrenching, painful time. It can be so easy and simple as telling yourself, nope, I'm not going to think that one right now, and then choose another thought. And just a hint, keep it simple. Keep it in the moment, because that is all you have right here, right now. Don't tell yourself, I will never think that again, because believe me, you will think it again over and over and over again until enough little crucifixions and resurrections have taken place inside of you. All of a sudden, without you even realizing it, you are only giving thanks and praise to God, the source, to the one, and all the rest has just faded away. So do your studies, read your books, listen to the YouTubes you choose as many times as you desire to get your mind thinking along the lines that you and Source are one. That all that the Father, Source, has is mine. But most important of all, it is not I, but the Source within me that does the works. Our own personal resurrection only comes through an activity of our own consciousness. Consciousness is what happens when we become conscious of what we are thinking and doing. We talk about a state of consciousness, but that state of consciousness only comes through the work we put in to take hold of our thoughts. Whatever thoughts we hold the majority of time become our state of consciousness. Our goal at this time is to raise our state of consciousness, to be one with Source. Knowing our Christhood, and Jesus knew it, and the goal is dying daily to our human thoughts and feelings, wants and desires, and be spiritually reborn into our Christ self, the reality of us. Remember, He was the way shower, and we can attain a resurrection from the tomb, the prison of our mind, the prison of lack and limitation, the prison of disease, the prison of old age, the prison of challenging relationships. We can be resurrected out of it all. And we can come to the point where we can say, I and the Father are one. And the I am is the life of this body. The I am is the law of this body. The I am has come that this body might have life, and that it might have life more abundantly. The I am has come that my experience might be fruitful, because I and my Father are one. So, as I leave you this morning, choose today whom you will serve. Let the light of Source be your guiding light during these next 2 weeks. And may you have your own resurrection into the light very soon. So let's take this into a time of meditation. Just close your eyes and take a deep breath in. As you let it out, just think of one thought that you had lately that was of anger, resentment, frustration, irritation, whatever. And just think of it, and now send love to it. Just love the thought. Now send love to the thinker of that thought. You can put your hand over your heart if you wish, and just send love to the thought and to yourself. Just love yourself. You can say to yourself, I love you. I love you. I love you. And that's all that it takes. Now take another deep breath in and be here, right here in the here and now. So God bless you all. And this brings us to our time for our love offerings. So let's hold our tithes, our gifts, and our love offerings over our hearts. And let's just say to ourselves, I give in love because I love to give. Together, I give in love because I love to give. And of course, you can always mail your tithe or love offering to Unity Clear Lake Center at P.O. Box 755 in Lower Lake, California, 95457. And now let us continue on with let's just join together in saying our final statement. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, because I am, and all is well. And now for our final song of the day, You Are the Face of God by Karen Drucker.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
You are the face of God. So the next time you look at yourself in the mirror, just remind yourself of that. So thank you all for joining us today. God bless each and every one of you. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful week.